Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Those state people and Nigerians across the world, it is to you all. It is my honor, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this edition of the Comrade Show. And of course, we all know what it really is. It is all about Edo State 2024 governorship election. And today, we are looking at Osaigbovo Akpata. We are taking a deeper look at his candidacy. And of course, this is still the road to Edo 2024. Fortunately, I'm not alone today. And I would equally add that fortunately and unfortunately, as it were, I am not with the regular phases that you know when it comes to Sunday tonic. We are using this time right now not to deal with matters on Sunday tonic, the comrade and friends, but rather we are looking at a road to Edo 2024. And with me, I have three very distinguished guests from Edo State, all of whom believe very strongly in the candidacy of Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata. And of course, they're going to be sharing different perspectives, you know, as to why Edo State indigenes today should immediately pitch tent in the candidacy of Osaigbovo Olumide Akpata. It is my honor and my pleasure to quickly welcome. We have our brother here, a popular face, you know, a lot of you know. And I'm going to start with our brother, our uncle, our friend, and a thorough obedient, a chieftain of Labour Party himself. And that is talking of, I think the chief, ultimate equal. Epa, you are welcome to the program, and I want you to say a word or two of hello to those people around the world.
Well, I think it's a pleasure being on this platform with you. Good evening. Happy Sunday, viewers both home and in the diaspora. Wabe in a sa debawa debamo. Happy viewing.
Thank you so very much. Yes, we equally have right in our midst somebody that a lot of those people know, particularly those in the student community. One time SUJ president of the Great University of Benin, currently a very strong member of the inner caucus of Olumide Akpata. He's been present all the way. He himself was a governorship aspirant under the Labour Party. A very strong voice, one you would like to hear. His name is Comrade Mike Osho. Comrade Osho, you are welcome to the program.
I want to thank you very much for this opportunity and this platform. And God bless Edo people, and God bless Edo State.
Brother, come and wipe the screen.
Thank you very much, Comrade Mike Osho. Of course, right in the house too, we equally have a very known personality in the United Kingdom, a strong voice for the obedient movement, as it were. One who himself is carrying the toga, you know, very, very strong. Is very unyielding. He believes very strongly in Olumide Akpata, and he's been making the case. His name is, I call him Chief. He's Chief Joseph Ogeho. Joseph Ogeho, you're welcome to the program, sir.
It is a pleasure being with you today. I mean, I'm so delighted that you invited me to join you. My people of Edo State, both home and in diaspora, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, good day. Depends on your time zone. I'm happy to be in this program today. It's all for the sake of the people of Edo State. God bless you, the chief host.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Just in case, I just want to quickly say that Michael Shaw and, of course, Ultimate Equal, they are joining us from Nigeria. And there may be moments where we may have, glitches here and there. It happens, oftentimes when we have persons joining us from Nigeria. But when that happens, don't go away. They'll come right back. Comrade Michael Shaw, I'm going to start with you very quickly. Very, very quickly, sir. Olumide Akpata, why did you pitch tent with Olumide Akpata? Comrade Michael Osho.
That is a loaded question because
okay, I think we've got some glitch there. It happens. Michael Shaw is going to come back very shortly. Mike, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead, sir. We didn't get a word from you at all. Your camera was frozen. Go on.
Yes, I said Olumide Akpata is a very dynamic man that came into the race of getting the Labour Party ticket, I must say, initially in a controversial manner, I must confess. In fact, when Olumide came on board, myself and some other aspirants actually mobilized ourselves together to say, look, the rate at which this man is going is just going to pick this ticket unchallenged. And Olumide Akpata himself is aware that I was at the apex of that vanguard, mobilizing other aspirants to see, how we can wrestle the ticket, from him. To cut a long story short, Olumide actually fought against a lot of national and local forces to emerge as the candidate of the Labour Party today. And for me, I have a lot of respect for anybody who can beat me. It does not matter what the person had, but so long as the person has been able to beat me, I tend to have respect, for that person. And Olumide Akpata is actually a comrade like myself, our ideology or approach may not be exactly the same, but I'm aware Olumide Akpata was the president of Nigeria Bar Association, and he was able to chronicle a lot of very crystal achievements in terms of the management and administration of that body in a manner that there are unprecedented achievements which every day as you campaign Olumide, you hear celebrated by traditional rulers and some other men of our society, including politicians. So I will tell you that I have come to believe in Olumide, having had the privilege of getting close to him. At a distance, initially, I detested Olumide, but coming close to him, a lot of people do not know this. Olumide is a profoundly spiritual individual who, in one-on-one discussion, Olumide sounded more like a prophet, and telling me, look, or telling us, because two of us had a meeting with him, private meeting, and he said, look, Mike, I heard clearly what we need to do to make our state better. I will leave it at that because there are certain statements I will make here. People will think that you are trying to drag religion, into politics. And for me, if you get closer to Olumide, you will see that Olumide is a very accommodating individual. But if you are far away from Olumide, you are led to believe that he is otherwise. So, for me, Olumide also has that capacity to accommodate ideas. The first meeting he had with us as aspirants, Olumide said something that profoundly appealed to me. That was fascinating to my hearing when Olumide said, let all the aspirants submit their manifestos to a common pool such that we can draw from your vision of what you will want Edo State to be. And that work has been going on. Therefore, the programs Olumide is going to be implementing for the advancement and development of Edo State will be a program of consensus that reflects the manifesto of the Labour Party, which is, like we hear Olumide say, is people-oriented, is people-focused, and is people-centric.
Thank you very much. That's Mike Osho, former SCG president, University of Benin. I wanted to quickly just go to Ultimate Equal, but I think we probably have a little glitch, from his own end. But let me go to Joseph Ogeho. Mr. Joseph Ogeho, you live in the United Kingdom, and I'm very fascinated, at your support, your level of support for Olumide Akpata, and your commitment to that purpose. But let me ask you, Chief Ogeho, Olumide Akpata, from your own point of view, okay, why are you so committed, you in the diaspora, to Olumide Akpata? Just a similar question like I did ask Michael Shaw.
Thank you very much, sir, for first and foremost. I thank you for bringing me aboard, and I'm delighted to be here. And you see, just as the first speaker have said, that Olumide was more or less like a controversial candidate during the Labour Party. If I can go back a little bit to memory lane, during the local government chairman and the councillor, I took part in that election to make sure that we have councillors in all the wards under the Labour Party. Then within our group, we said no, we will not pick and choose who we should work for, but whosoever emerge, whosoever get the ticket, that person we will work for him or her wholeheartedly, including my sister was in the race. Then from nowhere, Olumide shows up. Because the idea was from the beginning was that the Enoge of Uromi went to Edo and see the Oba of Benin and pleaded with him and said, sir, it is Edo central turn to also to produce a governor. Edo not had it under Adamoshomole. Edo South have it under Lokinik Benedion, and Edo South have had it again under Godino Baseki. Then our father, with his infinite wisdom, said, if that's what the people want, Edo Central will have it. Edo Central start putting themselves together to produce a candidate. But while they were working within themselves, the candidate were too much. They couldn't pick and choose who should represent Edo Central. And we in Diaspora, we were watching and see what Edo Central was going to give to us. But unfortunately is that before then, Olumide came in with a full speed. We said, excuse me. I called all my people and said, listen, we said Edo Central. Why is Edo South coming out to join the race? Even a comrade from Canada who was also running for the Edo State position, I called him and said, comrade, you are from the South. We can't have South do the governor for 3 times without Edo Central. Comrade said, no, it's a free-for-all fight. He said, comrade, we're not going to allow a free-for-all fight. For equity, fairness, and justice, we should allow Edo Central to produce a governor. Comrade said, okay, fine, I agree with you. I also called another comrade in Germany that was also contesting. I fought with him. I said, sir.
No, Chirogeho, this
Yes,
story, okay, it's a well-known story, more or less. Everybody has a part to play in this story. But what eventually endeared you to Olumide? Let's just go straight. Sorry, we don't spend too much time.
Yeah. On that note, when Olumide came aboard, I said, wow, we are having Edo South in the mix. But along the line, I wasn't too sure whether to support him or not. But when I saw the presentation of PDP and APC, I said to myself, is that the best Asan can produce? From Asan Central, we have men and Tiba of caliber in Asan Central. They produce a Modokwe Bolo, and that's when you go to say, is that the best they can give? That put me off. Edo Yakbeta, Ayamekbo, or Masenof Yuvu. If you don't have a bag, it's better you have the one with hole, because by mistake you put something on it, it will drop. And seeing those two guys pulled me off. I said, no, it's better to go with the person you can trust. So I have 100% and one trust on Barrister Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata, because looking at other candidates, they got nothing to offer. So we cannot afford to pull our people through another 8 years of suffering, of depredation, hunger, and destitution. So I believe that Barrister Olumide Akpata, with what he did in NBA, he himself has said it, with what is going on in Abia State right now, he can beat Abia State governor to produce the best for Edo State. For this, I throw my heart for Barrister Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata. This is what convinced me to come on board with him.
Thank you very much. I just want to, because we have dragged this conversation right now into the issue of the Asan Central, which, you know, popularly a lot of people refer to as Asan agenda. Chief, ultimate equal, sir. I want to ask you, can you hear me, sir? I think his camera is frozen. Ultimate equal, can you hear me? Sir, if you can hear me, we definitely are not getting any response from you. Please, could you log out and log back in? But let me quickly go to Mike Osho. Mike Osho, the conversation, you know, about Asan agenda right now is, of course, we've been dragged to this point. Okay, do you want to say a word or two concerning that matter in relation to Olumide Akpata?
You see, all the people from Nigeria are battling the network.
The signal is broken. This is the reason why we definitely do need, you know, to have a government that can fix, you know, the issues of Nigeria. Okay, Ultimate Equal is back. Ultimate Equal, can you hear me, sir? He's battling with his network. Well, let him get sorted. Michael, I was asking you, okay, given this environment, because it's not a conversation that's going away. You understand? I've tried to talk about it myself. The issue of Asan Central in relation to Olumide Akpata. What do you have to say concerning that?
Can you
okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Michael.
You were asking me what was the question?
Yeah, I was asking you, I said, the issue of Asan Central or Asan agenda, as many people will refer to, keeps coming up. Do you have a word or two to say concerning that?
Yes, for us in the Labour Party, the issue of Asan agenda was clinically and surgically digested and dissected before the party, through the ticket, opened. Yeah. The issue of Asan agenda is a legacy issue that is nexus to the APC and the PDP. Yeah. The Labour Party came to a conclusion at the national level, not even at the state level. Let me inform you that even Peter Obi was sympathetic to Asan agenda. I am aware. But when this topic was put on the front burner for discussion, everyone saw that the Labour Party should be in the business of winning Edo State for the 4.8 million Edo people. If Labour Party wants to bring better life to Edo people, we needed to win election. For us to win election, the Labour Party concluded that we should not allow the legacy issues, the liability issues of APC and PDP to be an obstacle on our way to seizing power in Edo State in order to offer good governance to to the people of Edo State. It's on the strength of this argument that Labour Party came to the conclusion that it is better to allow a free and fair process instead of microzoning the ticket to any section of Edo State. Let us allow a bigger market of labor that will bring the best. Let everybody apply such that the very best will emerge from the Labour Party, and that very best will easily be able to win the September 21st election.
Okay.
So it was a party decision that the ticket be thrown open, even though we are not unaware that certain forces within the party were also trying to use this ticket to part of the state. And that is the reason some of us have a lot of respect for Olumide today, because Olumide fought against these forces. He fought with humility that some people think he does not have. In fact, there are many things I know which I cannot say on air that Olumide had to bring out of his weapons, out of his arsenals, to be able to get this ticket today. Only a few of us know all of that. So, issue of Asan agenda for us in Labour Party can come up after we have won this election. After winning this election, Labour Party is ready to sit down to say, okay, let us look at it. We have produced one governor from this section of this state. For the purpose of fairness, equity, we can think about that. But let me also say this fundamentally. There are some of us who do not believe in this zoning at all, because the democracy we are copying today originally came from other parts of the world. And in America, we have seen the same family produce the president of America, the same family. We are looking forward to the application of merits in this democracy. The fact that ethnicity, the blood.
My question, can you hear us? I think that we have a little glitch there. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir. Go on.
Yes. The obstacle of religion, the obstacle of ethnicity, of tribalism, of nepotism are well known in the political space of Nigeria and Edo State. So I belong to the school of thought that with Olumide in government house, we will begin to deliver the dividends of democracy equitably to the 3 senatorial district of Edo State, such that in the next election, nobody is going to be talking about my zone anymore. And that is the future that I and some other persons are looking forward to. A time when nobody is talking about zoning to me. A time when Edo people will say, give up, because we need the best in government house. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike Osho. Give us the best because we need the best in government house. I think, honestly, that should be the conversation. Joseph Ogeho, you live in the UK, we've mentioned before. I'm giving we know how important the Edo State Diaspora community is. What is your assessment of the Edo State Diaspora community in relation to how much support, Barrister Olumide Akpata, currently, has when it's going to do with the Edo State Diaspora community, from your own assessment?
Yeah, I haven't. Thank you very much, sir. I haven't spoken to him one-on-one.
Yeah,
and I understand that he is committed and is willing to resurrect Edo State.
yes.
And with that conviction, I have reached out to a lot of people in Diaspora, and a lot of people have equally agreed with me that Olumide is the best candidate out of other candidates. Because we can Edo State. No, listen.
Mr. Geho, sorry, we have to interject a bit. Let me bring on Ultimate Equal. I think it's stable a bit.
Okay.
Ultimate Equal, can you hear us? I know that your camera is playing some tricks on you. Can you hear us, sir?
Unmute yourself.
Oh, your audio is not coming out? His audio is not coming out. His camera is unstable. So I probably think that we may have another engagement with Ultimate Equal another time where he's, technical issues are probably dealt with. Go ahead, Mr. Ogiho.
Yes, sir. Have a look at the three candidates.
Yes.
We have come to a point of agreement that Olumide is the best candidate for Edo State. We cannot afford to have somebody in power that does not have the feeling of humanity. Because Edo State has gone through a lot for the past 24 years, from the same party, APC to PDP, PDP to APC, for the past 24 years.
Yes.
Listen, whatever is wrong in Edo State, if you cannot fix it for 24 years, then nothing is wrong with the Edo State. Something is wrong with the leadership. Then the leadership component needs to be changed. So we have all agreed that Olumide Akpata under the Labour Party is only the party that can change Edo State. We tried APC, we tried BTP, PDP for the past 24 years. There is no dividends of what we are looking for. Listen, how can you tell me in a country, before this time around, Edo State was the food basket of the nation. Edo State could feed himself. We have a viable land. I'm into agriculture. We have a viable land from the 18 local government of Edo State. Tell me, which of the state has the governor planted corn or plant cassava? No one for the past 8 years, and Edo people are hungry. So we in Diaspora, we are fed up with APC and PDP recycling themselves as in the dustbin bag.
Okay.
That is why we have agreed that Olumide Akpata, that the Labour Party, is the man we want in Osaigbovo Avenue come September 2024.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gay. I just wanted to quickly interject. Michael Shaw, we have three major candidates in this election. We have Ighodalo of the PDP, we have Makomis of the APC, and of course we have what's called Olumide for the Labour Party. A lot of people have argued that Ighodalo is competent. What do you have against him on issues?
Ighodalo, to the best of my knowledge, is a pure capitalist. I spent a lot of my years as an activist, as student senior president, as a union leader in Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, fighting capitalism. And I have since known in my days as student senior president that capitalism is the ideology that guides the government in Nigeria. And Ighodalo is a symbol, is an embodiment of capitalism in all its ramifications. Ighodalo has been at the top, at the helm of affairs of Nigeria breweries, and you go to that company and interact with contractors and interact with the lower cadet staff, and you find out what he believes in and what he represents. Capitalism is not a solution in our society, because capitalism is profit-oriented. What capitalism wants to do is, if possible, sell human beings and make money. And those of us today in Labour Party are saying, let us uphold social democracy. What is social democracy? Olumide Akpata will tell you is simply people-oriented, people-focused, and people-centric. That is what social democracy is all about. No one is left behind. So as well, Ighodalo, as is not a comrade, Olu Akpata is a comrade. Having represented the lawyers in Federal Republic of Nigeria, he understands what it takes to fight for disadvantaged population, because society is a pyramid. At the top of the pyramid is authority and power. At the base of the pyramid are the same people who own this power. When these few people turn against the people under, you require a leader in between them to balance this power and ensure that the purpose of having leadership and authority is achieved. That is what you hear as pressure groups in society. The Nigerian Bar Association is a pressure group. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association, PENGASI, is a pressure group. The Students' Union Government is a pressure group. Has Aswa Ighodalo been in any of these organizations? No. He has always been in boardrooms where decisions are taken to enslave workers. And that is a man you want to bring to Edo House, to Edo State. He is only going to build more shopping malls, while the markets, where the market women are daily selling, our mothers are trading and neglected. You are building shopping malls with billions of naira. For what? So Aswa Ighodalo said he is going to continue where Obaseki stopped. And you expect me to support and to like such a man? What he's going to do is still going.
There's been a little glitch there. Michael Shaw, can you still hear me? Okay, yeah. So your last statement. Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yes, Aswa Ighodalo is still going to be putting signboards on the federal highways in Edo State, telling people to bear with him. He has said he wants to continue where Obaseki stopped. Aswa Ighodalo is still going to be chasing MOUs up and down. For 7 years, you'll be chasing MOU to give us Benin Port, and we will not have it. For 7 years, Aswa Ighodalo is still going to be chasing MOUs to give us industrial park that is still.
Okay, it's another glitch. Of course. Okay, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Yes.
There was a glitch.
Yes, Aswa Ighodalo will still continue to write local government results. Aswa Ighodalo will still be mobilizing thugs to beat people up during House of Assembly elections. And you want me to support such a man who said he wants to continue where Obaseki stopped? He's still going to be beating Edo people. After we suffered and gave Obaseki Ogbane, we all came together and fought against Oshomole. Oshomole is my brother. Oshomole was one person, that gave a lot of us opportunity even to be known or to be seen. But we turned against him because we felt that Oshomole was representing Godfatherism at a stage when Oshomole himself was supported by some of us to wipe out Godfatherism from Edo State. Today, Aswa Ighodalo is an extension of the implementation and execution of Godfatherism in Edo State. He is going to repeat what we are seeing in Yaya Bello and his godson today, that Yaya Bello is using his own godson to cover up his corruption. We don't want that to happen in Edo State. We don't want to have Aswa Ighodalo covering up what Obaseki is hiding away. For me, I just thank God that Olumide is a gentleman. If Edo people were to elect somebody like Michael Shaw to be the governor of Edo State, we will probe all the past governments in Edo State. We will probe them. The money that we have lost in Edo State, if it is brought back to Edo State, all the old factories that have closed, all the Leventis, all the pharmaceuticals, all the textile mills that were in Edo State before will be resurrected in a matter of 3 years. So I have no reason.
Are you by extension sharing the vision of Olumide Akpata? Because right now Olumide Akpata is the man running for governor. Are you saying that Olumide Akpata will resurrect, all of these companies that previously were in Edo State that had left? Can you hear me, Michael Shaw? Till we're having that glitch.
Yes, I am directly telling you that Olumide Akpata is going to implement fully the manifesto of Labour Party. And the manifesto of Labour Party includes industrialization. The manifesto of Labour Party includes development of local technology for application in every segment of Edo economy. And that's why I mentioned earlier on to you that Olumide is an assemblage of ideas. These ideas are welcome from anybody who has one. And Olumide is going to implement every idea that is going to progressively make the life of Edo people better. So Edo State is going to be industrialized under the watch of Olumide Akpata. I've had personal discussions with him, and I am so convinced that in Edo State, we are going to be assembling machines and equipment for your information. And we are going to be manufacturing the ones that we have the materials and the skills to manufacture within Edo State. Because Olumide believes in production. Enough is enough of taking loans from world banks that our children cannot pay back. As of today, you will hear Olumide say Edo State is owing about 600 billion. Yes. When are we got? Olumide is not coming in to borrow more money. Olumide is looking at working with the available about 16 billion every month and increasing the internally generated revenue to kickstart the economy of Edo State. Thank you.
Thank you very much, viewers. We've been talking. The man who's been on his feet is Mike Oshaw. He has a very strong voice, and of course, making a very strong case for Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata. Of course, we equally have with us Mr. Ogieho. Of course, he's made some deposition himself. We had ultimately, unfortunately, he could not stay with us because of glitches and all of that. However, we're going to try to find another time to bring him on. These are strong voices for the Olumide Akpata movement as far as Edo State is concerned. If you are there, please share this broadcast. I hear that giving likes and all of those things, they are quite good. Don't forget to do that for us on Facebook. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we are going to be using this platform to unveil a lot happening in Edo State. We're talking about, looking at the road to Edo 2024. Stay with us, don't go away. It is still the Comrade Show. Yes, welcome back, my people. My name is Comrade Lantek Mowosa. For those who may not know, it has not changed. Anytime it does, I will definitely let you know. Yes, Mr. Ogieho, let me come to you quickly. Mr. Ogieho, as we speak, everybody's supporting, the candidate they are supporting. They are doing so for one reason or the other. If Olumide becomes the governor of Edo State today, what is that thing that is dearest to your heart that you would want Olumide to deliver on? Probably a reason why you yourself, you've pitched them to Olumide. What is that thing?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think Olumide ideology is born out of Peter Obi's ideology from consumption to production.
Yeah.
Because Nigeria is known for consumption. Nigeria does not produce anything. So Peter Obi has already promised that he's going to turn Nigeria around from consumption to production. And that is the idea of every governor coming under Labour Party. You can see what is going on in Abia State right now. Abia State, the people they could never believe that there is such a governor or such a person will come out to turn their life around. And Olumide have said it, that he himself will do more than Governor Otin, just the way he's doing in Abia State. My having a conversation, face-to-face conversation with him, I told him Edo State was once a food basket. Go through the whole 18 local government of Edo State. The people are starving. And we have a massive land, massive agricultural land. We have a lot of mineral resources. Edo State, if all the 18 local government, the resources in it are being harnessed, Edo State can feed the entire Nigeria and still have a
So
surplus.
in earnest, what
Yeah.
exactly is that thing that you think is most important that Olumide must deliver on?
For me, feed the people, number one. If you
Feed
can
the people.
feed the people and you give the people opportunity to be resourceful, there's no problem. Okay?
Okay.
If we now revamp our agriculture, Edo State can become a household name again. We say we're building schools, we're building the industry. Boy, if you are hungry, what can you do? Can you send children to school in the morning when they are hungry? No. Can the workers go to work in the morning while they are hungry? No. We need the food. Now, instead of the government, I heard that 25 billion naira were given to Obaseki for agriculture from the federal government. And there's nothing to write home about it. So if we can go back to agriculture, which is the foundation, here in London, go to every supermarket. It's as if that London produces their food. No, they come from different countries because they believe that food is the basic amenities for their people. When the people are hungry, they go riot. There's a word in English. A hungry man is an angry man. An angry man is an unreasonable man.
So apparently you are very much interested in what happens in the area of agriculture.
That is
Michael Shaw, I want to quickly come to you. Mike, in recent days, you guys, I understand that you accompanied Olumide to Edo North Senatorial District, where he met with a lot of people and all of that. I want to ask you, because there's one conversation out there, there's a narrative out there, and I seem to be pleased with part of that narrative. People often say that they do not doubt the competence of Olumide. They do not doubt that Olumide, if Olumide becomes the governor of Edo State, he's competent, he's reliable, he has very clean records, and there's a capacity for him to really perform very well. However, they also say that they think that Olumide as a Labour Party candidate, doesn't really have the required structure to battle it out with APC and PDP. And so some people say, in as much as they trust Olumide, they don't want to waste their votes on Olumide. You have been to the Edo North. Does Olumide have a chance? And what would you say to people who believe in Olumide but are scared because of the expression or the narrative that Labour Party may not be able to defend their vote? How do you come into this, please?
Well, Edo State, we have antecedents that shows that the Edo man is particularly hypersensitive to political currents. Edo State people are politically and socially hyper conscious. Edo State is a place where once the people resolve, which may just be 1 or a month or less down to the election, the issue of rigging and what have you will be nipped in the bud. We saw it in 2020. We even saw it with Oshomole's election. I was involved in 1999 election. I was involved in Oshomole's election first coming. I was seriously involved in 2020 election. And I tell you that Edo people are known to have the capacity to work against federal might. Even Oshomole as governor of Edo State could not make Buhari to win in Edo State. I can tell you for free, when people analyze and say that, well, in Edo South, Olumide will win, you know, they know it will be very difficult to rig election in the South, you know, because you have the elites. You have a large population of the elites in Benin City. So people know that Olumide is going to win the election in the South, not because he comes from the South, but because of the level and the concentration and the density of obedience in Benin City. So they say Edo North is where they are going to rig him out. My brother, that is not correct. It's not going to happen in Edo North. The reason is this. You have to understand the dynamics of the politics of Edo North. Right now in Labour Party, we have carefully and intelligently chosen a deputy governor from Edo North. Yes, we are not interested in sentiments. We want to win this election. So we took a deputy governor from Edo North because we know that is the area where Osomole is the name they used to call for APC. But even in Edo North, I am telling you now, there is a big crack in APC in Edo North. Yes, their house is not in order. The man at the top and the one that is close to him glitch.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I hear you now. Go on.
Yes, the man at the top and the one that is close to him within the APC hierarchy, they are having their battle, and is wearing them out. And we are quietly in Edo North. We are moving from house to house. Forget about crowds. Olumide came to the north. I was with him. We went to Ageneboda, we went to Okpela, we went to Agbede. My brother, Labour Party is a very smart party. Let me tell you. We had a reason why we decided to choose a deputy governor who is a Muslim. We decided to choose a Muslim deputy governor to balance a Christian governor because we have a large population of Muslims in Edo North. I can say it on television. Yes, we need to do this because we want to fight rigging in Edo North. We know that the people are tired and fed up of APC and PDP in Edo North. And we know we needed to come up with one or two strategies to make sure that this anger can be translated.
Yeah. Of course, there's another glitch there. Michael Shaw, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Okay, while Michael Shaw, I expect is going to come back on. But Mr. Ogihol, let me quickly come to you.
Yes, sir.
Let me quickly come to you. The point I want to ask you before Michael Shaw comes on, I think Mike is back. Mike, can you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes,
you were on your feet.
I was
I'll come to
saying
you.
that
Yes.
I'm currently
Go on. We can hear you.
I am talking to you now from Edo North. I am talking to you now from my community. And in Edo North here, I can tell you that the people are almost unanimous that the APC government is at the federal level responsible for the insecurity deterioration in Nigeria in general and Edo in particular. And that the APC government at the federal level is largely responsible for the hunger, where a bag of rice is around 80,000 naira, even equaling a bag of gari. I mean, we've never seen where the price of gari married the price
of rice. It's very sad. It's very sad.
You can see why I'm going after agriculture.
Our people in Edo North are aware that this is happening as a result of APC government. They are also aware that the state governor has been largely irresponsible in escalating the hunger crisis in Edo State. Because just like my elder Ighodalo said earlier on, when I was a youth, there was a cotton farm in my village called Elele.
Yes, I remember Elele here.
A palm oil farm, Elele, but nobody took care of it, and now it's a waste. Yeah. In a donut where I come from, we used to be known to produce granules, and that is why granule soup is still our main soup till today. But what has happened to agriculture in a donut? Insecurity. Are you going to tell me that APC federal government is culpable alone? No, the state governor has not been able to fight the activity of S-men that are chasing our women out of their farms, until the governor comes forward to see the farm as an economic that government will not fight for market women. So donut people, donut citizens are conscious of the fact that they will be the one to defend their vote against any rigging. What does it take to stop rigging? It is when we, the donut people, mobilize to the polling units. And that is what we are planning to do. The same youths that they were using to rig the election, we are mobilizing them to go and defend our votes at the polling units. Are they hoping to change results? In Benin, they cannot succeed in changing results, because this time around, I am not afraid to tell them on television that the iron machine must work at the polling unit. If it does not work at the polling unit, then they don't want voting to happen. We are ready for all the plans to rig this election. And we are telling you that the police, the army, will not be used in this election the way they have been used in the past. The reason is that when you see the population of Edo people at the polling units, I mean those who are legitimately supposed to be there, not because he go tell you, say, soldier, do your work. Police, do your work. You are responsible and loyal to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and not APC and not PDP.
Thank you very much, Makosho. Thank you so very much. I mean, your words are sinking quite, of course, lucidly. I'm going to come to you, Joseph Ogieho. There's this narrative out there, and it's very funny. To me, it is really funny. PDP and APC alike have embraced the obedient toga. As a matter of fact, they have watered down to obedient to be anybody. So if you're a supporter of Ighodalo of PDP, you are obedient. If you're a supporter of the name of APC, you are obedient. Can you situate this properly? Because as far as I'm concerned, obedient as a narrative was born with Peter Obi. The ideology of Peter Obi, the belief in Peter Obi, the movement that Obi generated, the social emancipation that Obi generated, gave birth to the obedient movement. And now people just quickly stamp obedient on posters of PDP and all of that. Please, Mr. Ogieho, can you just give some perspective to this? Who is obedient and where are the obedience standing? Michael, I'm going to give you a moment or two to equally say a word or two concerning this. It's very important we give this a proper perspective. Joseph Ogieho, who is obedient?
Okay. Before I tell you who is obedient, there is a saying in Benin language. Egbenoma, anafi ni wiri. You understand the meaning of that?
Yeah, I do.
You have your father's name. I have my father's name.
Yes.
But because you so love my family, you decided to change your father's name for my family name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Egbenoma, anafi ni wiri.
Anafi ni wiri, yes.
Thank you. Obi is obedient. Obi is obedient. It is not Asan Ighodalo. nor Godunno Baseki, or Modokwe Bolo. Everybody should answer his father's name.
Yes.
Obedient belongs to Mr. Obi.
Yes.
Obedient. So for that simple reason, everybody that is following Obi answered obedient.
Yes.
So we are by, could I say, by privilege, we all become obedient to follow Mr. Obi. APC does not have obedience. PDP does not have obedience. They have never been and they will never be. But you might tell me why there are some people from APC and PDP who are part of obedience. Listen, when your father's house is leaking, your father could not fix it. And you come to my father's house to take shelter. Does that mean that my father's house belongs to your father's house?
No.
Thank you. Your father's house is leaking. You come to my father's house to take refuge. You are not telling me we have equal right in my father's house. No, you are just a stranger. So APC and PDP, that is why. Sorry, sir, if you understand the meaning of that word. So they slap honey bee to their face. That's why they are saying that there are obedient among APC, there are obedient among PDP. There is none. If
so
you
obedient
is
one.
If you are a Labour Party and you believe in Obi, you believe you are obedient. So you cannot from APC and say I'm asking obedient. No, it can never be. The night and day cannot meet, except by special God intervention that night and day can meet, but not on this election. If you answer obedient, you are from APC, you are no longer APC. If you answer obedient, you are from PDP, you are no longer PDP. Because you've sold your right to obedient. That's what it is. So, for them to say they are members of obedient, but they are in APC and PDP, I have a mere venue. Sorry.
Thank you very much. That's Ighodalo. It's trying to make us understand that obedient is one. Can I take your perspective on this, Michael Shaw? Obedient. Who is obedient? Because I think there's a huge effort to try to polarize the obedient. Is a movement I'll call it right now, or the nomenclature of obedient as we know it. Who is obedient?
Well, the way the word obedience is being used to categorize some people is just an attempt to orchestrate and to demonstrate the same divisive instrument that the internal colonialists, APC and PDP have been known for over the years. I talked about capitalism earlier on. This is one tool that capitalism uses, and that is the tool of divide and rule. These people are feverish. They are profoundly feverish. In fact, when we brought Obi to Benin the other day, you need to know how many people, how many PDP politicians and APC took ill in their houses and needed the attention of doctors because Peter Obi came to Benin alone. Please let them know that Peter Obi is coming again. And Peter Obi is not only coming again, he is even going to visit other senatorial districts of Edo State. They should be aware, because Peter Obi has become a phenomenon. They are trying to demystify Peter Obi. That is why they now decided to give money to some obedience. We know they were bribed. Some people were bribed with heavy money. Oh, you were fighting for Peter Obi before. Oh boy, our market. How much they give you? I beg.
That is serious.
You I still say that you are obedient, but you are now obedient for Aswe. You will say that you are now obedient for Akpata. It doesn't work that way. Our elder brother has clearly said so. We are having a situation of an adulterated product on the market. Yeah. You cannot be an obedient for Aswe. you can only be an obedient for Akpata, because Mr. Obi has come to Edo State and he has said, I am for Olumide Akpata because I am for Labour Party. Therefore, all obedient support Olumide Akpata. So any obedient who says he is obedient for Aswa is a disobedient, adulterated obedience.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really needed us to, drive this point home so that people will have a better understanding. Because somehow there are a lot of people who are out there who cannot really make up their minds. They need to hear people like you talk, jolly good fellows like you, talk so that they can really, really understand where the direction is going. Before I come to you, Joseph Ogeho, my question, in very few words, is Olumide winning this election?
You want me to talk?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. My question, over to you. Is Olumide going to win this election?
Olumide has already won this election theoretically. I use the word theoretically because election in Nigeria has not been free and fair. Yes. And that is why I use the word theoretically. In principle, Olumide has already won this election because those who are going to vote have blood in their veins. They have water in their systems. Yes. They are the same people who are hungry. They are the same people who are tenants who cannot pay their house rent. They are the same papa and mama who cannot afford the school fees that has been increased in AAU in Ekpoma. That is making the students to be very angry now with the state government. Are you with me?
Yeah.
They are at the receiving end of all the evil, negative, and people contrary policies of the current government of Edo State. Therefore, I can tell you, if you were to deliver voting papers to the voters in Edo State today, like you have in America, where people can electronically vote in their houses, in their homes, I want to tell you that as you count the result, Olumide will be getting 90%. The only reason why we are campaigning is that we want to develop a civilian soldier, a civilian army that will be able to defend the votes that our people will cast on the 21st Saturday, September 2024. That is the reason we are campaigning. It is not because we know that Olumide cannot win election or has not won this election that we are campaigning. That's what INEC has been used to do in the past. So we are working around the clock to work on the INEC itself, to work on the military, to work on the youths, to work on the students, to work voters who have been disillusioned of the presidential election. We are aware that a lot of obedience in Edo State after the presidential election destroyed their voters' cards. Some people did not, but decided that they will never vote again. Some Edo sons and daughters who came from the diaspora to come and vote for Obi spent 2 million naira, 3 million naira just to come and cast votes. Have since taken a decision that they are not coming back in this election to vote. Those are the people that we are campaigning for. These are the people we are trying to woo them, to tell them that, look, when a child fails his JAMB exam, that child knows that he has to come back to write that JAMB again. So some of us, when we were children, we were youths, we wrote JAMB 3 times. We wrote WAEC 2 times. So that eventually we are able to gain admission into the university. And that is the appeal we are making to such people. And those are the people we are campaigning to.
Yes.
Therefore, Olumide has a very bright chance of winning this election free and fair. But we are still campaigning. We are appealing to the conscience of the thugs the lions and the tigers of the APCs, the money that they have deployed, we are going to tell Edo people, collect their money and vote for Labour Party. Don't only collect their money and vote for Labour Party, which is your future. Stay at the polling unit and defend your votes. After that, ensure that the BVAS machines are working even before voting commences. Every loophole that will be exposed, we will block it. By the grace of God, today is the man to beat in this election, and nobody can beat Olumide because Edo people are dynamic, Edo people are ever conscious, Edo people have defeated federal might before, Edo people can defeat state might combined with federal might. And that is why, conclusively, unequivocally, crystally, I can declare that Olumide is the winner of 21st September 2024 election.
Thank you very much. That's Mike Osho in the house. Yes, Edo State people and Nigerians across the world. We are coming to, of course, the very high point of this broadcast. We are about to rounding up. It's been just a little over an hour. And of course, we've been discussing Olumide and Edo 2024. The guests that we have, they've espoused the issues. They've told us about Olumide, the chances, that he's got. And of course, the conclusion almost is that Olumide has a good chance to become the next governor of Edo State. Of course, we have looked at other issues as it's got to do with the issue of Asan agenda, as it's been named by some, and all of the issues surrounding that with Olumide in the mix. And of course, the conclusion is that 3 candidates have been presented. Okay, they are candidates; they are no longer aspirants. As of course, the available options. There are more, but these ones are the major candidates. And so the issue of Asan agenda or somebody from Edo Central is no longer a matter of discourse at this time. What's being discussed at this time is how competent each candidate is and all of that. And of course, I think there's a unanimous agreement by everyone, the guests here, that Olumide is most competent to become the next governor of Edo State. More than that, people can trust, Olumide more. As a matter of fact, when you take away trust issues, when you take away trust from the equation, it becomes very difficult to have a candidate. But when there's trust in the matter, it is easier for people to feel comfortable supporting a candidate. And I've always made, I've always been there making this case that trust cannot be overlooked. And of course, looking at the current governor of Edo State, his candidate, and how the candidate and his running mates, how they have led Edo State. And of course, with information available to us currently that Edo State is now owing something in the neighborhood of 600 billion, people look around, they can't find where these monies have been spent. It becomes very, very difficult to settle with the PDP candidate. And of course, people have equally talked about the APC candidate and the history of these 2 political parties with the entire Nigerian political landscape. And of course, Edo State, as especially, people just seem to be tired of APC or PDP. They just want something new. And of course, it was equally espoused that with Olumide Akpata at the end of affairs, the right questions will be asked. The predecessors, those that have governed Edo State before him will be asked, certain questions. And those questions border on how well did they spend the monies belonging to Edo State. And of course, if they are found wanting, we trust that Olumide will definitely, like he has promised himself, that he will go after everywhere our money is to recover them. And that is very key. Importantly, just this one is by way of information. Olumide is billed to be in the UK by the middle of next month. The exact date and the venue will be communicated hopefully in the coming days. But please, if you are a supporter and you believe in a better Edo State through Olumide Akpata, if you are undecided, okay, you've not made up your mind, even if you have made up your mind, but as far as you are a stakeholder, you are an Edo State indigene, you want a better Edo State, I want to say that you must come out, okay? London is sure. It's going to be in London. But there is the discourse now, whether it's going to be in Manchester or in Birmingham. You understand what I'm saying now? So as soon as all that is cleared and the itinerary comes out, we are going to be ringing bells with it and all of that. So that please just be ready. You know, Edo State people, Nigerians in London, let's come and listen to him. And I want to enjoin people. Come with the most difficult questions. Come and ask Olumide this question. Because even as we speak, we need to ask him difficult questions. Because whether we like it or not, we would love Olumide, would like Olumide, but guess what? We love Edo State more. At the end of the day, for Edo State to be better for all of us, we must, as a matter of fact, be part of the conversation. So when the venue is released, when the announcement is made, the date is confirmed and every other thing, please make space and make room for it. Come to that venue, come and ask Olumide the tough questions. Because if anybody running for governor, you know, of a state cannot provide, you know, sufficient answers to tough questions, it therefore means that the person is not ready to become the governor of a state like Edo State. On that note, I want to come to my guest. I'll come to Ogeho. He lives in the UK. Joseph Ogeho, Olumide is coming to London. I'm sure you're already aware. How excited are you, and what do you think the expectations are?
I think the people of London are aware. He came before on a private visit and is coming officially now to meet the people, to meet the Edo-lite in London.
Yes.
And we are very happy to receive him, and with an open hand and with a warm hand. I'm glad it's going to be during the summer, not during the winter. So, and we'll be very pleased to receive him and hear from him again, and the direction he wants to take Edo State to. All we are asking is that we need a man who have the feeling, like that the Bible will say, we need a man that can be taught with the feeling of infirmities of the people. I think Olumide is that man. Yeah. So we are very ready and we are prepared for it.
Very good. My question, Olumide is going to be starting his Europe tour. And what are your expectations, and what will be your message to those people in the diaspora with respect to that engagement that we expect from Olumide?
The first message Olumide will be given to those in the diaspora is a guarantee that they also matter the way Edo people at home matter to him. Olumide, in some of his campaigns, as can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Olumide has talked about the diasporas and their interest. A lot of them in the diaspora are looking forward to coming home. They want to come home, if not to live here, but to invest here while they stay abroad to work. A whole lot of them in the past, when they made effort to invest here, even had programs like Department of Diaspora or Ministry of Diaspora. These are ideas that Olumide is aware were brought by the diaspora to this current government. Yes. But this government was unable to implement them. Yes. And these are quite simple to do. Olumide has said it several times that the government, his own government under the banner of the Labour Party, will be partnering with the diaspora. Are you with me?
Yes.
To repatriate the wealth that they have abroad properly in partnership with government. We know how many of them in the diaspora have said millions. Only a simple house. I want you to build a house for me. He go come send money, come give the other brother. The brother will go use and take play kalu. Or he go use the money to marry another wife. And government says it's not his business. Olumide says it's his own business. Olumide wants to establish an architecture of partnership and transfer of wealth made from abroad and brought home for proper investment, for the benefit of the Edolites abroad and the benefit of Edo economy.
Absolutely.
Olumide is also going to be telling them that they should make available the best brains who are of Edo origins to serve in his government. I know that. I know Olumide for that. So there is going to be a robust collaboration in the area of investment, in the area of providing special.
Okay, I think, can you hear
for
us?
our unity traders to put the structure in place for those of us at home to benefit from our brothers and our sisters who are abroad, while simultaneously Edo State government is going to guarantee that their interest is taken care of in terms of security of their investments, in terms of their personal security when they visit home, in terms of motorable roads, in terms of electricity, such that when they come home, they will enjoy themselves and they will want to come back and live at home, because we know they are not enjoying abroad like that.
Absolutely.
Home will
always be home.
Yeah. And this is the day taken to them in the diaspora.
Thank you very much, Comrade Mike Osho, former SUG president, and of course, currently working with students, Nigerian students in Edo State for the Olumide campaign. I equally thank my brother, Joseph Ogeho, who is based in the UK, a very strong enthusiast who is working tirelessly to ensure that the diaspora, Edo State diaspora community, a queue behind the barrister Olumide Akpata. Edo State people and Nigerians across the world, it's been a comrade show, and of course, it's been over an hour. We are coming out to round up with this program. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody that's been engaging with us. Of course, the comment section has been buzzing, and I love it. People any different opinions and all of that. Like I will always say, the Benin man says, they say, everybody cannot lie down with their heads facing the same direction. So which makes this very engaging. But I like to say too, that the common denominator here is Edo State, our own state. Wherever we may turn, whoever we may support, we must also understand that at the end of the day, whoever emerges the governor of Edo State will be governor of everybody, of all of us. So therefore, let us be as respectable as possible. Let us continue to discuss the issues. And those are the important things, so that at the end of the day, we will not destroy the calabash and, of course, destroy everything inside of it. So we must protect something. Because the Benin man says, if you do not eat pandedian because it is pandedian, you will eat pandedian because because of the soup. Okay, so all of these, they are very important. So at the end of the day, we will align very strongly with the words of Shakespeare when he says that we are friends. Even though passion may strain, we must not allow it break our bond of friendship. And of course, for those peddling rumors, I want to appeal to us. Let us verify before we peddle rumors. The reason why I say this is this. Some people are not trying to push the narrative that APC is controlling Labour Party. You would understand that previously a lot of people, even friends of mine, believers of Olumide, came to me to say that they've heard that Governor Obaseki is the one sponsoring Olumide. All of those things are coming from the devil's workshop, the workshop of the opposition, just to try to reduce the power of Olumide to become the next governor of Edo State. Unfortunately, every of those narratives is helping to push Olumide further. But it's important that we disengage from pushing very false narrative. Olumide is a candidate of the Labour Party. He has no connection of business with APC. Neither does he have any connection with the governor of Edo State, Obaseki. They are friends, like we all know. All of these politicians are friends, but at the end of the day, ideologically, okay, they are separate. I did ask Olumide, and I asked him, I said, Olumide, are you being sponsored by Governor Obaseki? And he smiled at me and said, Lamte, comrade, now you they ask this one. And in his response, he said, should get size now. Should they get size? And that meant a lot to me. Because the Benin man says, it's only one word you tell a wise person. When he gets into the wise person, it becomes quite a lot. You understand? And that's why the Bible says a word is enough for the wise. So those two people, we are going to hang it here. Michael Shaw, just one last word, from you. 20 seconds. Michael Shaw, 20 seconds. Your last word for the people of Edo State and Diaspora and across the world.
Edo people, my last word to you is collect their money. APC is bringing plenty money. PDP is already spending its own money. Collect their money and vote for Olumide Akpata of the Labour Party. And God will bless you because you have done a good job by doing so for the generation of Edo children unborn. And God will be very kind to you, and history will also be very kind to you. We cannot continue to do the same thing the same way and expect a different result. Edo people, when the people have seen a terrible situation like we are seeing today, they simply change their mind, and that changes the course.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Michael Shaw. Though the last part of it, we had some little glitch there. Over to Ogeho, just 20 seconds, your last word for the people for this edition. I know you guys are going to come back again, in the course of this election, of course, the campaign.
Yeah, thank you very much, my comrade. What I would say here to my fellow Edo light, both home and abroad, is that there is a saying that if you keep doing one thing over and over again and expect a different result, something must be wrong with the formula. Something must be wrong that you change the formula. We've tried APC, we've tried BDP for the past 24 years, and see where we are. So it is time we change the foundation and also change the materials which we are building on that foundation. So Labour Party has come to stay. Let us give Labour Party an opportunity. Then we will also say, after 4 years or 8 years, we'll say, yeah, we tried PDP, they fail. We tried APC, they fail. Now we've also tried Labour Party. The difference is clear. So this is my encouragement to you, my Dollar both home and abroad. Let's give Labour Party a chance. Because if you don't give them a chance, you won't be able to criticize them that, they are all the same. No, until you try all of them. So we've tried PDP, we've tried APC. Let us also try Labour Party under the leadership of Barrister Olumide Akpata for the next governor of Edo State. Then after 8 years, or even after 4 years, you say, they are all the same. Until you try him, try Labour Party, don't say they are all the same. Edo where ama boloka, aikmo minori noma. Wage ma boloka ore, a PDP ore, gima boloka ore, Labour Party. Na mi no way. A boloka ore, APC, a boloka ore, PDP, a mami viro pabo way. Gima bole oka ore, Labour Party. Amana mi wo I fear for, but I got me wo. Well, so how about with my sin? God bless all of you.
Thank you so very much. Of course, in his last sentence, he spoke Benin. Oka simply means maize. The Benin language is very rich. Yes, and those two people, I want to thank you very much for joining us. It's been a comrade show. My name is Comrade Lantik Mawusa Oreahi. The conversation is still very much on. It is Road to Edo 2024. And I've had the privilege of engaging with Mike Oshaw and, of course, Joseph Ogeho. Stay with us. Same time, same station, next Sunday. We are going to be having some other guests. But in between, within the week, a few more persons are going to be coming to talk to us. We have to help deepen this process. At the end of the day, we are going to make, the right choice, and Edo State will be better for all of us. By now, and don't forget to share this broadcast with your friends, with your families. I'll see you again when I see you. Bye for now.